to work upwards first before I go down. So what you're going to do, you're going to take your string and you're going to weave it through this upper bead first. And make sure you weave the upper part of the string towards the top. Because if you weave it down, it'll just not cooperate with you. Alright, so once you weave that up, you basically continue it like a basic cuff that you make. So in the pattern, we are right here in this bead. So it'll be a white bead. So you put on one white bead, weave the string through the next bead that's sticking up top right here. If it'll actually go through. Alright. And then, whoop, oh no. Alright. And then you pull it tight. If the other string will get out of the way. Alright. And then you pull it tight like so, making another row. And the next one we see is another white one. So you do the same thing, put one white bead on, and string it through the next upper portion of the row. And then of course again, pull it tight. And now you see here for our next bead, when we start going back through the pattern, we go to a blue and then to another blue. And if you're used to making cuffs similar to this and similar to the upper portion design, you can do 2 to 3 beads at a time, and then just weave them both through to save some time. Because I personally do that. And then of course, always make sure, no matter after every single one, pull it as tight as you can, because you want to make this all come together and then form a solid hard surface at the end. So next, all you're going to do is just continue the top line until you get to the last bead on this side, which I'll be back in a few. So once you finish your third row, or technically second, or whatever you want to call it, what I personally do, I make sure I pull it tight, and instead of weaving it all the way back through, I just tie it again right here. I loop it through this, and then just tie a knot. Which you may have to do a few times to get the proper knot. And just weave it funny to get to really lock in. Alright, so when you're done with that, you weave it back through. Okay, so after you tied this knot at the end through the other beginning loop where you first started off on this side, you now jump up a row to your fourth row, which will be starting with a white bead. So you put a white bead on and string it through always the one that is sticking out the most. You always string it through this one. And then you pull it tight. And then the next one is white again. So of course you follow the same process. Okay, so when you get to this point in your design where I am, I'm at the top right hand corner, which is right here, which I already put in, you're now going to start moving to your incline of your design. So basically all you're going to do is for this row, the one after the corner, you just fill in the regular ones, and then the next one you literally just skip putting in that bead and you put in the next bead to make it go inclined. So I'll show you right after I finish this last row. Alright, so when you get to a point where you know you need more string and you don't want to tie it off so that you have like this much sticking out, you want to give yourself enough room to be able to tie it off and then link it still through. So basically, it's as simple as it sounds. You take your piece of string that's already attached to your mask, you just take another piece of string that you want, and all you do is literally just tie it together. And when that's done, again, take the nail polish and seal the knot. And also, you don't want to drag these little pieces of string throughout your pattern. So what you simply do is, without untying the knot, you want to cut them as close to the knot as possible. Because you don't want to cut them too close, or else the knot will come undone, even when it has nail polish on it. So then all you do now is just continue weaving on with your longer piece of string. Okay, so after you get done filling up this top row right here, that brings you back up to here to start deciding up. After you get to the end, of course, like I said before, you want to, if it actually goes through, you want to tie it off to make sure that row is secure. Then you want to weave it back up to this top one right here. So you go through these two and weave it back up there. And then all you do, you continue that all the way across until you get to here, where you stop there, and then you go back up to your next one that goes up there. So all you do, you're lessening your rows by one on each side each time until you get to the points. Last top single row and you tie it off, you simply just work your way down to the corner right here. If I can actually get it through, my goodness. Oh, look at that. And then simply, you just do the same exact thing you've been doing. Is tying it off. To make the nose piece, you take a piece of string and you put it through the middle bead right here and pull it so it's even on both sides. Next, you cross the strings and you weave the opposite side string through one of the beads on the incline on the opposite side. And then do the same thing with the other piece of string on the other side. And every time you go to a new bead, you cross them every time, going all the way up to the top. Okay, so when you get done weaving and crossing, you want to pull it tight so the top portion comes together like so. And then you want to tie it off. Alright, so what your half-finished product would look like is this. Where this is the nose piece, and that's the front of it. Now literally all you do is you do the same exact thing, but going down the rest of your design. So down there. And you do the same exact thing for the bottom to tie the top. And that's how you make a candy mask.